Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 1, Episode 3. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So the show opens. We see the youngins. The youngins are working the corners, okay? And we hear Kanan's voiceover. And he's saying how this is a young man's game, okay? Selling these drugs, working these corners and everything, you know, because at any moment, some shit can go down. You might have to run. As in this case today, it looks like Marcus and his team is trying to do a bust on this corner. Everybody takes off, scatters, runs all over the place, okay? Marcus happens to run after one young man, and really they halfway jogging down the street. Marcus got on dress shoes. I was just like, what you think you about to do, okay? And eventually the kid gets away. Like I said, it's a young man's game. So Marcus didn't get his boy, but they did bring some people in. So Marcus and his partner, they're talking to the captain. And the captain was just like, listen, y'all keep on bringing these damn corner boys in here, you know, who got careers coming in and out of this damn jail. You know, they here for a night and then the next day they right back out there on the corner. Like, this ain't really doing nothing for us. We got 2 damn dead kids out there. We ain't got no leads on it. All right. That's what I need to be worried about. Not these damn corner boys. All right. You need to give me some PR. Give me some wins. Okay. Put me in front of a fucking camera with a story. Give a damn about these damn corner boys. If you can't do that, then you know what? Property crimes, they got some openings down there. So he's threatening to put them off the job. And don't nobody want to work at property crimes. So he and his partner go back out to the car, and the partner is just like, you know what? I am done with your ass, okay? Like she said, I didn't go to rookie school and do all of this to just be sitting up here and be sitting in the car with you the whole time. You gonna fuck up my shot. Now that the captain is threatening to put me on property crimes, like, who wants that? That ain't what I went to school for. That ain't what I became a cop for. And Marcus is just like, girl, whatever, okay? You should have been a damn nurse and sitting up here in my damn car worrying me to death about your shot being blown. This ain't for you. You ain't got hoard for this. You ain't trying to be out here on these streets like me. You don't know all these people out here like me. You know, you don't know what these folks doing. Marcus is the king around here. He say he know these streets, and everybody on the streets know who he is, and they know that he holds it down. Marcus is a reckoning. Okay, they don't know you. But he always down in this poor girl. You know, she just quiet. She didn't got put in her place. I'm assuming that Marcus is gonna need her soon enough. Now we see Rock and her lover boy, okay, you know, they hot and heavy, you know, sexing each other up. And when they finish, she's like, ooh, boy, you might be a college boy, but you could be a professor. You could teach some people some things. And he was just like, correction, I'm getting my master's, okay? And speaking of my master's, he got to go, all right, because he needs to go to the library. He's going to have to work on the computer because he has a paper that's due. And she was just like, you know what, I got an old Macintosh that's just sitting around up there. I said, come on, Mac. Way back in the day, you had to have some money to have them old Macs. Them bitches cost a whole bunch of money. My uncle had one back in the day. But anyway, she was like, yeah, I got one upstairs. Maybe you can just work on that. And he was like, oh, you got a computer? Like, bet. That's perfect. He ain't even got to leave his puss. Now we see Kanan in his room, and he's getting ready for school. And he picks up the obituary, the program for the funeral for D Wiz. So I'm assuming this is some days later, you know, a week or 2 later, and they've already had the funeral. When he heads out of the room, he goes by his mom's room and he sees Symphony. Symphony got on some headphones, and he was just like, who the fuck are you? Okay, but Symphony don't hear him. So he walk in the room. He was like, excuse me, why are you working on my damn computer? All right, and he was just like, oh shit, I'm sorry, your mom said that you was at school. And, you know, Rock coming there, she was just like, yeah, why aren't you at school? School started an hour ago. And he was just like, I needed some more time, but like, who is he and why is he in here and why is he on my damn computer? And the mama was like, yeah, last time I checked, I was the mama. I ain't got to tell you shit what I'm doing in this house. You supposed to be at damn school anyway. My friend ain't got to say shit to you. He ain't got to apologize to you or nothing. Okay, but go on. I'm going to take your ass to school. All right, but you know, Kanan, he eyeing Symphony and he eyeing Rock. And, you know, Symphony was like, yeah, Rock, I mean, I get it. You know, that's his mom. Like, you know, he don't need to be seeing something like this. And she was just like, yeah, I got it. Don't worry about my son. I'm going to take care of this. So when they get in the car, you know, here go Kanan. He's still pouting. And, you know, of course, you got to give him the speech. Like, I'm grown. This is my damn house. I can do what the hell I want to do. Okay, and then she notices that he has written on his shoe, you know, rest in peace, D Wiz. And then she was like, look, I know you still upset about your friend. I'm sorry about that, but that's what I mean, Kanan. Like, these streets, they don't love nobody. Like, you got to be careful out here. I'm just like, Rock, boy, you is hard to be telling this boy this. All right, I'll tell you what. How about me and you go and sit with his mom, okay? And just spend some time with her, and, you know, we can do some remembering of D Wiz. How would you like that? I guess he wants to do that, but he's still sort of pouting, and it ain't really nothing else Rock can do. So, you know, let's just get on to school. She's like, this is why I wanted you to go to Stuyvesant. And he was like, fuck Stuyvesant. But after she drops him off at school, she meets up with her brothers. And, you know, she's frustrated. Unique is selling them out, and they like the laughing stock of the street. So that bust that happened at the beginning of the episode was actually her corner. That was her people. And she just really over this whole thing. You know, Raquel always has had like a bigger vision of their operation. And so all this little corner piddly shit is getting on her damn nerves. You know, we need something bigger. But in the meantime, while we trying to get this vision together, you know, we need to get right back out there so it don't look like, you know, we was hurt in any kind of way. And we can't look like this bus phased us. But now Rock got to do some, you know, she got to fix up some shit. So she goes and meet with this gentleman named Dean. All right. And Dean is big man. He's actually the supplier, but he moves in silence. Okay. Kanan says that he is one of those ones that's super powerful, but also super quiet and super violent. Like, okay, so this is the one that you ain't trying to cross. She goes to meet with him. He's at the nurse home with his mother. It looks like she's playing bingo. He's the one that has the Tijuana connect. So when she sits down with him, he was like, yeah, you got some heat on you, girl. And she was just like, yeah, it ain't nothing that we can't handle. Just regular business. And he was like, yeah, but Unique's corners weren't touched. And she was just like, yeah, it just wasn't his day, I guess. He don't care. Dean don't care. All Dean knows is he supplies both Unique and Raquel, and he ain't trying to get in the middle of this. All right. If the shit get bigger than this, if it becomes a problem, then we gonna have a problem. So if you can't get it fixed, then we gonna have to revisit this whole supplying situation that we got going on here. And I'm sure Raquel don't want that. So he's pretty much done. So Raquel, you know, she's leaving out. His security is walking her out. And she kind of gives the security a proposition of something like maybe working for her part-time. And I was like, oh, Raquel, I mean, you ain't gonna get in trouble with Dean, are you? She meets that same security later on at a church. We know the pimps, hustlers, and scallywags and scallywops ain't in the church. Anyway, she's talking to him, and she was saying, you know, like, I know it's got to be tough trying to make all your ends meet. And he was just like, yeah, you know, because he got a wife, and he's got his business, and he's got, you know, some girlfriends on the side, you know, so yeah, that money don't always stretch that far. She's like, well, I got a proposition for you. Okay, I'm gonna give you this money right here. It's a big ass bag of money. You can move your wife and at least one of your girlfriends off somewhere, you know, down south, and go to the beach or whatever. You ain't never got to worry about it again. And he was just like, oh, okay, so what I got to do for this money? And she was just like, yeah, you got to tell me about Unique's drop. Where's the re-up? When is it and where is it? And I guess old boy must have gave her that information, because next thing we see, Rock, she's meeting up with Marcus. And she tells Marcus she got a deal for him, $250,000 on the table here. And Marcus is listening now. Oh, $250K? What we talking about? She says Unique's re-up. All right. She knows when it's happening. She knows, you know, where it's happening. He was just like, oh, so, you know, why are you telling me this? I'm telling you this because you a fucking cop. All right, I'm reporting a crime. Do your damn job. And so he was just like, huh. Oh, so that's what this is. And he was like, boy, it's a small fucking world, ain't it, Rock? Are we even going anywhere? Are we running in place? And Rock was like, I don't know about the other niggas, but I don't never run. All right, and she walked off. I was just like, come on, Rock. I love me some Raquel. So Marcus goes back because he's a cop, right? And he has to do his job. He goes and reports this re-up to the captain. And the captain was just like, now, where you got this information from? Okay. Well, Marcus is not, he is not able to give off of his, where he was getting his info from, but he can tell him that it is reliable. And the captain was like, I'm not fixing to be calling down to Washington and having this big ass bus and the shit don't happen correctly. Then we'll be the laughing stocks. I'm not trying to look like no clown. So yeah, I don't know about this. Okay. What you think about this partner? Partner was like, I trust that Marcus, has the right information. So the captain looked over at her. He looked at Marcus, and he was just like, okay. He said, we ain't gonna call the big people, but we'll do this shit locally. He said, y'all get a team together. We'll go on ahead and make it happen. I forgot to tell you guys that earlier in the episode, Marcus finds out that he has some sort of rare aggressive cancer, and that he is going to need like some sort of donor for it, that he needs to start talking to his family members about possible donation. And he was just like, yeah, that's a real small pot, because his parents are gone and he don't have any siblings. And they were like, well, what about cousins, aunts, uncles? He was like, yeah, his family don't fuck with him like that. And the doctor was like, I need to really get this clear to you that this is like kind of life and death, and this is really something that you need to concentrate on and make a priority. And so if you got family somewhere, he's like, yeah, they in Alabama. Okay, well, you need to start talking to your family in Alabama. Okay. And he tries to make light of it and was just like, well, at least I know the drinking and the drugs ain't gonna kill me. Okay. And he kind of walk out, and the doctor's looking like, no, nigga, we ain't playing. This ain't for play. But Marcus, like I said, he tough. He's, he know these streets. He the king and all of that. So he keeps up that facade with the doctor. But when he walks out, he look real stressed out. I was like, so Marcus's days is numbered. Okay. So we need to keep that in line, or keep that in mind when we talking about Marcus and the shit he doing on these streets. Now let's jump over to the brothers. So Marvin goes up to the club, and he's got a dog. He's got a dog for the white girl, Tony. Okay. She was like, what is this? And he was just like, yeah, I got a gift for you. He's the meanest, killer on the streets. It looked like a Rottweiler puppy. And he was like, he's for you. And she was just like, oh, if I didn't know better, I would think that you liked me. Look at you, my knight in shining armor. And then she does what the white girls like to seem to do every time you turn around. Okay, she get down on her knees and unbuckling his pants. She gonna give him a blowjob for bringing the dog to her. Okay, I guess. And then we see Lou, the other brother. He goes with Jessica. So him and Jessica, that's Fame's sister. They hanging now. So they go to the studio. And they're providing drugs for old boy that's in there. What was his damn name? I can't even think of his name, but it's a big time. He's a local producer in the neighborhood, but real talented and promises to do some big shit there. So when Lou goes down there with Jessica to give him the drugs, Lou also talks about, the shit that's going on in the studio. He's familiar with the equipment. He knows some things about it. He's familiar because when he was younger, his father was a singer and used to take him to the studio too. So he used to kind of tinker around in the studio back in the day. Jessica was like, oh, you're a producer. Oh, you must know my brother Fame. Like, he's a rapper. He likes to rap and all of this. So she's kind of trying to put in the good word for her brother, and Lou don't like that shit. So he was just sort of like, yeah, we got to go. Okay, here go your drugs. All right, and we out. So when they leave there, they go and have dinner. And when they're leaving, she was just like, yeah, I noticed that you wasn't really talking to me much since we left the studio. All right. And he had a problem with the fact that she was talking to the producer like that. And I guess he felt like she was, she was flirting with him. But she was just like, no, I was just talking to him because that's where the money is at. Like, this little shit that you got going on with your sister, like that ain't no big time. Like, the studio, the talent, that's the big time. That's where you can make big money. Okay. And you way above this shit that you doing with your sister. Okay. You got it. You could go in there and you could make buku money. You could be big man on campus. Why you fucking around with all of this? So she was just like really pumping him up to let him know, like, this ain't where it's at, bruh. And you mad talented, you need to put that talent to work. So now Jessica's gonna be up in Lou's ear And that's gonna give Rock some problems. Now jumping over to Kanan. So Kanan is hanging with old boy, the one that got away from Marcus at the beginning of the show, the one who was running. That's also the one I think that was supposed to be babysitting Kanan in the safe house. They sitting there, they playing video games, and Kanan asked him what he heard about D-Wiz, you know, and he said, I just heard that, you know, him and Buck 20 had beef, and some of Buck 20's people came and shot and killed him. You know, what did you hear? And Kanan was like, yeah, that's about what I heard too. And while he's sitting there, Kanan gets a page. Now, you want to know how Kanan's gonna fuck up in the future off of this damn page? Well, it's the fact that he invited Davina, is that her name? Davina, to this safe house, all right? Now, the safe house is supposed to be some shit that don't nobody know who's in there, what's happening and all this. And he done paged the girl and had her come to the house. I mean, she paged him and he had her come to the house. I was just like, oh my God, Kanan. You know, so when she comes and the old boy was like, hey, nobody's supposed to know about the safe house. And he was like, she ain't nobody. She ain't in the game. Isn't that Buck 20's girlfriend? Boy, what is wrong with you? I mean, just green, y'all. So he was like, it ain't no big, it ain't nothing. It's okay. So he rushes out there, hey, Davina, you know, what's up? And she was just like, listen, she was like, first of all, she's like, whose house is this? And he was like, it's nobody's house, you know, it's just, you know, we just be hanging out in there and play video games or whatever. And she was just like, this shit look like a crack house, okay? She gonna remember this damn house. It's gonna come back to bite him on the ass. I think we all know that. But anyway, she was just like, just tell me the truth, all right? You ain't gotta try to be nice or nothing about it. Did you know anything about D-Wiz, you know, supposedly killing Buck 20? And then he said, well, I did hear something about it, you know, that he supposedly killed Big Buck 20, and that's why D-Wiz got killed. He was like, but they got the wrong person. D-Wiz didn't kill him, and he ain't really lying. So she was just like, I'm sorry, I know that was your friend. But anyway, she got to go because her mom is bugging. You know, evidently the mom is selling the house. She need money. She got to get out of there or whatever. So she got to go. So later on, we see Kanan. He's frustrated because he just feel like he just sitting around spending, you know, just wasting time, basically. So he's over at Marvin's house, and you know, Marvin and Jukebox house, and Jukebox not there. So Marvin is like going through her shit, going through shit in the room, and Kanan was like, why are you going through Jukebox shit? And he was just like, oh, because I'm looking for something, you know, she always got my shit. He was like, well, what the fuck you doing in my house anyway? Okay. And Kanan was like, oh, sometimes me and Jukebox, we be exchanging keys. And he was just like, yeah, well, this ain't no fucking treehouse, nigga. You can't just be coming up in my house when you feel like it. Give me the keys. Why are you here? All right. Kanan was just like, I'm tired of this. Like, I need to make some real money. And, you know, after Marvin looked at him for a minute, and then he was just like, fuck it. You know, how old are you? 15, 16? Yeah, somewhere around that. He said, okay, shit, I was in jail at that age. Okay. You know what? We gonna have a deal here. So he give him some drugs and tells him, you know, you can probably make about $100 off of that. You know, just take that with you. Give me my money back when you make your money. And he was just like, no, I'm not buying it from you. I'm selling it. He was like, yeah, nigga, I'm supplying it to you and you gonna give me my money for it. Okay? That's how the deal works. There you go, 8 grams. Rock can't know about this. Well, Kanan's fine with that because I'm sure he don't want his mama to know either. This is probably the reason why Rock don't trust Marvin with a lot of shit. Okay? And that's how Kanan also got Marvin, because he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna tell my mom to, you know, give you more shit to do, you know, and you know she listens to me. So that's why Marvin finally caved in. But that's why Rock don't trust Marvin, because why are you giving this damn 15, 16? You already know how Rock feel, and you giving him drugs and all of this. So yeah, he a problem too. So it's just between Kanan and Marvin, and Kanan's about to be a dope boy. Now switching over to Jukebox, we see Jukebox and Nicole, they hanging out, having a good time at the mall. They go up to like a karaoke video spot. You remember those places back in the day where you can pick the music, you can sing, and you can make you could be up on the screen like you doing a video. They go in there, and Nicole is pushing Jukebox, you know, like, come on, let's do this, you know, let's pick a song and we're gonna sing. And you know, so they pick 2 occasions, and they get in the little booth on the camera and they sing 2 occasions. The first, Jukebox is nervous, but then she comes out of her shell. You know, Nicole is there to help her, you know, do it, and you can tell that they having fun. Afterwards, you know, they laughing about it. You know, Nicole is telling her, you know, Laverne, that's her name when she's with Nicole, excuse me, telling Laverne how she's gonna be talented, you know, she really got it and all that. And then Laverne notices the time, okay, and she gotta go. And Nicole was like, where you going? You going out with those people that be stealing that shit? Like, what if you get caught? Like, what if something happens? And Laverne was like, you know what? I'll call you when I get a chance. Okay. And she turned around and she just leaves Nicole. And then when she leaves Nicole, she got that face. I was like, okay, she jukebox now. So her and her boys, her and her team, they go and hit a lick. Okay, so they go to, and it's so funny, you guys, because this brings back such memories. They go to a warehouse or like a stock dock where they're bringing in stock to the stores. And when the truck pulls up to the dock and the people take some of the shit off of the truck and go into the store, then her and her team gonna run and get on the damn truck and steal all of the shit, you know, off of there. And that's the stuff that they be selling on the streets. Okay, and I just said it brings back memories because when I was about 8 years old, I used to hang out with this girl who was 6 years older than me, 6 years older than me. And we used to ride our bikes all over LA. Okay, and I remember we would ride to Crenshaw Shopping Center. If you guys are from LA, you guys will remember, like, I'm talking about Crenshaw Shopping Center when it was like the Muslims had their church, had their mosque over there, and they had the scary picture of Minister, not Farrakhan, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I had the scary picture of him up there, and they had the Broadway and the May Company, and they had Save-Ons and Vons, and they had Toys and Hobbies and Learners. Okay, well, we used to go and ride our bikes underneath the the stocking thing, and we would ride up to the dock of Broadway. And they used to have all their stock just sitting out there on the dock, and they used to have these boxes of Hello Kitty stickers. And the way we was able to tell is because they had the Sanrio sticker on the box, so we would know that that was Hello Kitty. And we used to go do the same thing, you guys. We used to go and steal the damn stickers out the Sanrio box and take them on home. And I remember I did that with her a few times, and then my mom found out. And I think I told you guys that that was the one whipping that I had, because then I was also stealing the stickers from a girl at school who had the bubble, because it was like real big to have like Hello Kitty and the bubble stickers and shit. And I stole them also from a girl I was in the 4th grade. I went to Calvert Elementary. Like, I remember all this like it was yesterday. And I stole the girl's stickers, and my mom found out, and then she found out that we were stealing also from Broadway, and I got my ass whooped. And that's the only one whooping that I've had in my life, and one that definitely I can remember like it was yesterday. That shit brought back memories. But anyway, back to the show. So when they go in there, they rob the truck, and then when they are about to leave, everybody gets away except for one of them. And that guy, well, he gets away, he's about to get away, and then the security comes in and was like, hey kid, grabs him. And so that guy actually beats the security up, and it looked like he was gonna kill him, and if Jukebox wouldn't have been there. She stops him, and he was just like, that's why I shouldn't be on no job with no bitch, or something like that. But anyway, child, that little scene, that just was so realistic. It reminded me so much of myself memories of Rocky when she was an old thieving ass kid. Never stole no more. After she finishes her time out, picking out her stock and shit for the street, she goes back to rocking Kanan's house. The same way how Kanan was in her house is the same way how Jukebox is in Raquel's house. So she sees Raquel in there cleaning up Kanan's room, and then, she picks up the funeral program. She just kind of looking at it. And so Jukebox is watching her from the door, and she's starting to feel bad because she's like kind of eavesdropping. So she was like, Auntie, Aunt Rock, I've been standing here. I didn't want to startle you. Okay. And, Rock was like, hey baby, come on in, just saying how this could have been Kanan. She was just looking at the pictures and all. Evidently Rock was like, I have some stuff and I just wanted to see if I can leave it here because my dad is always going through my shit. And she was just like, yeah, that's fine, you can leave it here, and she was just like, well, anyway, when we gonna hang out again? Remember we used to always just kind of sit around and talk like girls and hang out on the couch and have a good time, and we haven't done that in a long time. You need to come and do that again. And she was just like, yeah, I will. Okay. And then she notices that she's smiling. She was just like, what's the smile about? Oh, I said, I look like Jukebox. Is Jukebox in love? Okay, Jukebox got somebody. Okay. And then she says, you know what, I got somebody too. And she's like, you know, we deserve to smile. Like, don't you think we deserve to smile? And, you know, Jukebox was like, yeah, we do deserve to smile. Even though my reason for smiling is a little bit different than your reason for smiling, but she ain't gonna tell her that part. But Rock is definitely feeling her some Symphony. So later on, we see Jukebox out with Fame and Kanan, and Jukebox is just trying to get Kanan adjusted to this. Now, you want to be this dope boy, right? You got these damn drugs, right? Okay, well, here we are. We out here in this park. It's a whole bunch of, you know, kids out here. You got your random niggas. You got your college kids. You know, you got these ones that you ain't too sure about. You need to focus on these college kids because they the ones got the money. Okay, charge them up the ass because, like I said, they got the money. You know, Kanan was like, I ain't really trying. I'm just trying to, you know, sell this and get it done. And she was just like, okay, well, you do whatever you want to do. I'm going to go over here and do me. Okay, you do you. All right, Fame is so interested in these random boys over here rapping that he ain't even spending no time with Kanan either. He's like, y'all going to do your thing. I'm going to go over here and listen to them rap. So it's just Kanan. Jukebox goes off to sell her shit. She ain't doing so well. You know, people ain't biting today. Okay. But Kanan is doing okay. He even actually sells something for more than he expected to sell it. And the white boy was still like, damn, that's a really good price. So like Jukebox tried to tell you, you would have made more money. But he's still happy. He got his first sale. You know, he holds up the money for Jukebox to see. And she was just like, I told you. You stick with me. Kanan is officially in the game. Okay, so now that he got his little money, you know, he go and buy Davina and her sister a little something, you know, because she already said that the mama be bugging, you know, and they need a little few dollars here and there. So he goes and brings them something to the house, and, you know, and she was just like, oh, thank you so much. I was like, look at you. And then Kanan kisses Davina. I was like, boy, swoop in and get your girl. You better get her good and in love before she find out that you the one that killed Buck Twin. Jumping back over to Rock and Symphony, they sexing it up again, having a good ass time. And then afterwards, you know, Symphony was like, I just need to really trying to figure out, like, what are we exactly? Like, what is this that we doing? Because I'm just a nerd. I just talk about buildings, elevators, where they came from. You know, this world is totally different from yours. And she was like, yeah, and that's what I like about you, that you teach me things that I just have absolutely no idea about. Okay, it's something different, totally different than what she does on her every day. And really, she kind of looks at Symphony as a vacation. And she was like, the question is, why do you like me? And he said, well, he loves the fact that she's experienced, that she's wisdom, and that she's strong. And if he was gonna keep it 100 with you, he thinks that that's sexy as hell. And she was like, okay, as long as you ain't trying to save me, okay, because I don't need to be saved. And he tries to apologize to her about what he said, you know, to her about Kanan. You know, he didn't really mean to offend her, and she was like, that's okay. She was like, you know, I had Kanan when I was young, and the thing about having a young kid, you a baby, you got a baby, everybody want to give you advice, they want to tell you how to raise your child, tell you what you're doing wrong, you know, all of that, and it just comes to the point where it's just me and Kanan against the world, and that's how it's always gonna be. Okay, so basically you ain't gonna come between this, just so that you know. And Symphony was like, yeah, I got it. Okay, so Symphony seems to be clear on his position in this whole thing. But as far as this drop, Symphony's drop. So Unique's boys is waiting on the drop. All right. And of course the police are scoping out the drop. All right. They got a van set up with some people in there. We got Marcus and his partner set up. They got somebody up on the roof. Okay. Everybody is watching them. They sitting in the car waiting for the drop to happen. One of them in there loving some Paula Abdul. He's singing a damn song. Hey, nigga, will you shut up to singing? And he said, no, he love that girl. He gonna sing her until the person comes. Now, they done had the same car circle a few times. I think the signal is by the third time they circle, if everything is good, then the drop is gonna happen. Even Marcus's partner noticed that. You know, he was like, oh, girl, you got some eyes on you. Okay, you might be pretty good at this after all. And she was like, yeah, not bad for a nurse, right? I said, girl, don't worry. He gonna need a nurse in the future anyway. You gonna come in handy there too. But anyways, after the third circle around, they realize everything is good, so they're gonna do the drop. So Dean's people get out and they giving the drugs to Unique's people. You know, they do the exchange or whatever. It's all good. You know, we dap each other up, hug and everything. And then when the guy is about to get back in the car, he notices the van over there, some movement. The windows is fogged up, but he still saw some movement in there. He was like, 5-0. Okay, you know what that means. Everybody jump in the car, we take off, right? Marcus and his partner, they taking off chasing after him. there's somebody on foot, that one gets away. But the ones that's in the car, they don't get away because another car comes, a police car comes, and it broadsides them and just, you know, T-bones them basically. And they stopped in their tracks. So the drop didn't happen. Dean ain't gonna like that. Next day, when Unique is out, you going around to check on his corners, ain't nobody out there. The shit is empty. He mad about that. But how about we see Rock and Kanan go and visit D-Wiz's mom, okay? And Rock is there, strong as shit, okay? Saying the Lord's Prayer right there as the mother cries in her arms. And, you know, she's trying to hold on and be strong for Kanan, too. And I was like, and you the one that killed this boy? I'll tell you, that Rock is something else, ain't she? Yeah, the show is good. I'm enjoying it. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Get on back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Rex Stars. Bye.